Hello, everyone. Welcome to Now and Them. I am your host, Julia Jornsay-Silverberg, and I am so excited because this month I am joined by a special co-host, Miss Olivia Smith, and we are here with our monthly show where we like to bring you guys behind the keyboard to talk about breaking news, tips, and tools, all to help you up your digital marketing game and have a lot of fun in the process. Our goal is to be a voice and sounding board for social media managers because we want you to know you are not alone in the wild world of social media. We like to think of this as a monthly laugh and learn. So I'm so happy to have you, Olivia. Are you excited for the show?
I am so excited for the show. I was on a time before, but as a guest. So I'm so excited to be on this side of it and get to talk with the amazing queen of personal branding herself. So it's going to be a great show, and I am super excited about being here.
Yay, yeah, it is going to be an amazing show. As Olivia said, we have Christine Gritmon, who's going to be coming on after we dive into our news. Christine is going to talk all about how to rock your personal brand and infuse more personality into your content. So she's going to share a whole bunch of tips, tricks. It's going to be great. And we're going to play some games afterwards, as we always do. But before we do that, let's get into some news. So our first news story this month is about Instagram. Instagram recently added a new lead form option within the business profile where you can essentially add a lead form as an action button on your profile, and you can utilize like 3 calls to action that they have available. You can choose either a standard data collection, add custom questions, or you can like further get information by doing multiple choice questions or short answer responses. So you can get all of this information from your audience directly from your profile. We actually made one of these for Now Marketing Group, which Chad will be showing you guys right here. And so you go into your profile. It's so simple. You click a few things and you'll get right there, and you're able to easily create this form, which allows you to capture great information from your audience directly in Instagram. So definitely recommend checking this out and setting one up for your business. Olivia, do you want to take it away?
Oh, absolutely, I will. So, Instagram chief Adam Mosseri says that the platform has gone too hard with pushing videos, and we will look to make photos more of a focus once again in 2023. And I know we are all thankful about that. Further notes that photos will remain a key focus for the app, and maintaining the right balance and respect will be key. So, I know we're all inundated with short form video. We all love it. It's great, but let's get back to the pictures. I want to see what you eat for breakfast, please and thank you. Don't Instagram reel it for me. So, Julie, I think you got something for LinkedIn.
Yes. So the next story we have for you is about LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, once again, has been seeing record levels of in-app engagement. In the most recent quarter, the platform reported 18% growth in total user sessions. So we wanted to share this news story because we feel like every month we're coming to you guys with breaking news, and we're seeing that LinkedIn is continuing to grow as a platform with great engagement for creators, and it's the most professional platform out there. So we definitely think if you're not utilizing it for your business and or your personal brand, which we'll get into with Christine, now is the time to start taking advantage of the platform.
Perfect. So next up is Chat GPT. So the arrival of AI creation tools has greatly expanded the opportunities for content creators. And there is no doubt that Chat GPT has exploded. Our in-house ads expert, Joanna, is all about Chat GPT. So she gives us Monday updates on what's going on there. So according to Yahoo Finance, Chat GPT gained 1 million users in under a week. As the tool explodes, concerns remain about the use of such and whether they work out these apps and tools can actually legally be used in your process? The answer right now is yes, but we are also seeing some cautionary tales and elements which could influence your thinking around you using AI to create in your process. We're curious to think whether you think if you're using the tool and what do you think about the tool?
Ooh, I love this story. I think that ChatGPT is blowing up. So many people are using it. Yeah, Joanna is is a member on our team who's just one of the most knowledgeable people that I know about some of these new tools, especially when it comes to AI. I just think there's so much opportunity right now to be playing around with ChatGPT. Obviously, with a million users in a week, it's clear that everyone is drawn to this and wanting to check it out. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how that evolves. So, the next story we have for you today is all about Twitter. Twitter launched a new ad option that's going to let advertisers place promoted tweets within specific search results, which is going to allow more specific targeting based on user intent. So these search keyword ads are going to let marketers hone in on specific keyword searches. So if a user in a certain region searches for pizza, for example, you'd be able to get ads for restaurants within that search result listing. So it's essentially just making it easier for people to get connected to exactly what they're looking for in their specific geographic region. So I think this is hugely powerful for advertisers. I think this is something that brands definitely want to test around with. If you are doing anything with or with Twitter advertising, you definitely want to start playing around with this option, especially if you are a local business. So I think this is going to be huge for businesses. What do you think, Olivia?
I agree, especially for someone who works with many local clients. I think this is key to a lot of those local small businesses still showing up and being represented on Twitter rather than big box brands using the hashtags as well. So, and the general search local directory, all that good stuff. But one news article from this past month that I'm super excited about is Meta has launched a new certification for businesses, which will give you another way to showcase your Meta marketing expertise to prospective clients. The new program aims to highlight businesses whose staffs have accumulated a level of knowledge about Meta's platforms via its blueprint training courses. This is a great way to showcase the knowledge gained from your team. So one thing that makes me so excited about this is at Now Marketing Group, one of our things in onboarding anybody to the team is Meta's Blueprint program, and I love the videos there. And as AM team, we do monthly trainings that we do on our own, and Blueprint is the first place I look. So just seeing that businesses are going to get rewarded for this through that certification, chef's kiss. So excited about it.
Exactly. I agree with that. I think it's going to be huge because if you are taking the time to learn to up your skills, this is something that not only makes your teammates more valuable as people that are doing the work for your clients, but it's a great thing to showcase as a business because it shows that you are keeping you're keeping your knowledge up to par with what's happening because this is a rapidly changing environment and industry. And if you're not staying up to date with everything that's happening by doing these courses, doing these trainings, you're going to start to fall behind. And so it's so important. And if you can showcase that now, like Meta's letting us do, that's going to be great. So it is time to do some shout outs. I can't believe that the first month of 2023 has already gone by. I feel like it went by so quickly. And we want to know if you guys are celebrating anything. Maybe you recently had a birthday or an anniversary. Maybe you got a puppy. We want to know what is new or exciting in your life so that we can shout you out and shine a light on you. For us, it's February. And so we are excited because Amber is like the queen of all things, and Amber is celebrating her now anniversary at the end of the month. We don't know what we would do without Amber. Seriously, she is like she knows everything. She's like the now dictionary, basically, and she is just the best. So Amber, we love you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Happy now anniversary. Chad, will you let us know if anyone's in the comments chiming about anything fun that they're celebrating? Because otherwise, we're celebrating the fact that in not too long, we're all going to be together in Lima. It's going to be so much fun. June 21st and 22nd is Social Media Week Lima 2023. The theme for this year is emerge, and we're going to teach you how to emerge with personality, with care, so that you can start out caring the competition and really build relationships with your target audience. You're going to be able to hear from 20 expert speakers, 20 plus expert speakers. We have an amazing lineup. We've got an incredible VIP party planned for you guys. Like, it's going to be amazing. We cannot wait. So rather than me continuing to drone on and tell you all about it, I'll just let Chad roll this amazing video so that you can see why you need to go get your ticket.
To shrink the distance between us and our customer? How can we show up to provide better experiences? What does that look like? Out-care the competition, and you can grow your brand. Because relationships are the currency of business, and experiences are the transactions that we're exchanging. How are we making people feel? How are we building relationships with them?
Oh, that video is so good. It gets me so hyped. And I'm so excited because we have the amazing Christine Gritmon on with us this month. Christine, I'm so happy that you're here.
Yay! And I have my my little friends from Social Media Week Lima right here in the background.
Ooh, so nice. Hey, Chad, I know you're behind scenes. If you could swap out that name tag so we have Christine's name up there, that would be amazing. Although we do love Miss Jessica Phillips.
Really?
but
she is phenomenal. Of all the people to be mistaken for. I mean, really.
We do love her. But let me tell you about Christine. Before we dive into all of our questions for you, Christine, because we have a lot. We're going to dive into a lot today, and we want you to we don't want you to hold back. We're going to share all your tips. But let me tell you guys about Christine, because Christine empowers professionals to step into their personal brands in a bigger, bolder way on social media. You can do it, and she'll teach you how. She's spoken on stages worldwide and is a frequent expert guest on podcasts, live streams, Twitter chats, and blog posts, as well as hosting her own weekly Ad Week podcast, Let's Talk About Brand, and its companion Twitter chat, hashtag Chat About Brand. Christine, welcome to Now and Them.
Thank you so much. This is exciting, though. It's funny. It's technically a return appearance because I think I hopped on stage once.
You
at
did?
Social Media Week Lima.
You are very right. You did. In Social Media Week Lima 22, Andres and I did a live version of our live show, very meta. And Christine was on stage with us. Olivia, I think you came up on stage. A lot of people were up on stage with us at some point. It was very fun. So Christine, you're already getting shout outs for being the brand queen with your red background, your red earrings. We are going to get into that. And Tim, we are so happy that you're here. Thanks for being here, Tim. Thanks
I
for
just saw
tuning
Tim
in.
in real life. We just went and got lunch.
I love that.
So I'm glad you tuned in, Tim. And thank you, Joanna, for the compliment on the earrings. I got my ruby slippers that I bought in Kansas.
So cute. I love it so much. So Christine, tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me how you came to love personal branding and become known for it.
It's really interesting because I'm on career number 5 right now. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but my first career was working with big brands, but like I didn't do the branding. I was just kind of marketing adjacent, like a lot of the roles I fell into were helping marketers and creatives, play nice and understand each other since I spoke both languages. I didn't really get into doing marketing and doing social media and doing personal branding work until I was a journalist of all things. And no one told me to do it. I just kind of understood if I am a journalist in the community, I need to, first of all, have an ear to the community. And so I joined, all the local towny Facebook groups because I was like, I need to see what they're talking about amongst themselves to really get an accurate picture of what matters and what's going on. And then I also, figured, well, I got to be in the mix there. So I made public profiles. Previously, I just had like my private profiles with like the embarrassing pictures and all of that. And I started new public profiles, which, spoiler alert, I got rid of the old profiles. I'm pretty much just now always the public ones. But I just it felt right to put it out there to be kind of a beacon so people knew what was up. And my favorite part of that job was being able to shine a big shiny light on the amazing things people in my community were doing. And, that wound up leading to a career in social media. I left journalism to start my own social media firm, doing social media for small business at first, then teaching them how to do it better for themselves. And at some point, people just started talking to me about my personal brand. People, brought it up as something I was great at. People brought it up as something that they wanted to learn more about from me. And I realized a lot of what I was doing with my clients also played into that. And like the most fun parts for me kind of played into that, like showing them why they were a rock star and how they could put that out there in a bigger and more personal way. And so after a while, I just kind of moved to that. And my thing now, I do work with professionals of all sorts to put their personal brand out there in a bigger, bolder way. But I'm also starting to work with companies because now there's this whole conversation about developing internal thought leaders, like say Julia and Olivia from Now Marketing Group.
Yeah.
So your company has brilliant people and your industry has people who everyone looks to, and why not have people looking at your people?
Yep.
So it's been a journey, but the core of it is always the same, which is that I honestly am good at seeing people's inner rock star and helping them feel more comfortable bringing it out so people who need them can find them.
I absolutely love that. And you are so good at that. So I would love to know, how do you define the term personal brand? Like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, my little phrase about it tends to be that your personal brand is the version of you that lives in other people's heads. And so first of all, you do want to live in people's heads. You want to take up that real estate. You want to be memorable. But also there's the element of you want to make sure you're in the right people's heads for the right reasons. You want to have some control over that image of you that is in people's heads. So that's how I phrase it. But it's ever evolving as I kind of add little pieces to it. I'm working on a matrix, actually, of personal brand, online presence, network, being known, influence, all these things, and the nuances between. But yeah, that's basically what I call personal branding.
I love that. And that's great. I love that you mentioned the nuances in between, because I think that so often people can get a little overwhelmed when talking about personal brand, because they're like, wait, does that mean influencer? Does that mean, and At the end of the day, this conversation is really meant to inspire you to just start getting out there. And it's less about getting into the weeds and the technicalities of what term is it exactly, but what Christine is really good at and what we want to encourage you to do is to not be shy when it comes to putting your personality into what you do. That's something that we have been doing at Now Marketing Group and we know is extremely effective because people connect with humans. They don't really connect with logos. Or just company brand names, people want to know who is the person behind the brand. And so the more that brands can start to do that, the more effective they're probably going to be on social. So Christine, how would you say marketers and business owners can benefit from having a personal brand?
Absolutely. Well, one of the cool things for marketers is, so often marketers give themselves the short end of the stick. Like the cobbler's children have no shoes. A lot of times we just want to market other people and we want to hang back in the background and not market ourselves. But first of all, marketing yourself is the best way so that you can. It's great to kind of be your own portfolio in a sense. But also there's the fact that people can't find you if you don't market yourself. You're sort of holding yourself and your skills back from them. You're hoarding it because you're too up in your own head. So if you want to be able to help other people, if you want to be able to use your skills to give that spotlight to others, you got to be findable. As for business owners, same deal. You've got to be findable. But here's the thing with business owners and marketers too. Here's the thing with basically anyone. Someone else does what you do. They do. Someone else does it. And so the thing, as you said, Julia, people connect with people. And the thing that is really going to stick out is who is the business owner, who is doing the work. One example that I like to use is, we have several little boutiques in town, and I could look at almost anything in one of those boutiques and buy it on Amazon or buy it from the manufacturer. Like there's other places where I can get this stuff. What I'm really buying into when I go to that boutique is the owner's taste, is the owner's sense of curation, is sometimes even the fact that I want to support that business because I support the owner and their dream. Yep. I think that that's a hugely powerful element that businesses should tap into. The fact that, by supporting you, people are supporting you. People are buying into that dream. And the more personal you can make that journey for them, the more warm fuzzies they're going to feel, the more connection, the more vibe they're going to feel in being a part of your story.
I absolutely love that. And I totally agree. I hope you guys are taking notes because this is really great. And I know Olivia has a bunch of questions for you too. But before I shift over to Olivia, how would you say, how can people's personal brand end up benefiting their full-time job? So for instance, let's use Olivia and I as examples. Mm-hmm. With Olivia and I building our brands, let's say respectively, how can that end up benefiting Now Marketing Group?
So I've got a few different ways. On one level, there's the fact that if someone sees Julia out there or sees Olivia out there, they also see that you're with Now Marketing Group. If they dive into any level, which means that you are, first of all, enhancing the visibility of Now Marketing Group, because that's another avenue by which people can find it. There's also the fact that if someone looks at you and says, wow, that Julia, she really knows her stuff. And then they see that you work with Now Marketing Group. They know Now Marketing Group has people who know their stuff. You have just given some enhanced credibility and social proof, as it were, to Now Marketing Group. Then on another level, the fact that Now Marketing Group supports you, supports the growth of your personal brand, and puts you out there as a rock star means you're a little less likely to leave Now Marketing Group, I would imagine, because you feel supported. You feel like your growth is happening there. So why would you leave? And then there's the fact that people who are in the market and looking to go someplace good, they're going to want to go, first of all, where there's other smarties at the party, like you guys, and also where they will feel supported, which is another thing that they can see in action there. So it's good for brand visibility, brand reputation, employee retention, and employer recruitment.
Amen. I mean, there's so many reasons as to why it benefits a brand. So I love those answers. And I think that this is just such a good conversation for us to be having, because for those people out there, whether you are interested in building your personal brand because you want to build your name, or whether you're doing it because you want to help grow the company that you're working at, in both sides, it ends up being beneficial. So I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna razzle dazzle this up and add a couple more questions to this whole thing. So, who are some folks you looked up to because of their strong personal brands, and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, Jessica Phillips is a great one. She's relationship marketing Jessica, and she has owned that reputation and built that reputation by being such a supportive person. Like, she does not fake it. You see her public persona, and then you see her as a human, and they're the same, and that makes you trust that even that much more. Who else is really good? My friend Brianne Fleming is wonderful. She hosts Pop Chat on Fridays. She has a podcast. Her whole thing is getting the branding lessons out of pop culture, and she has just so completely owned that. In such a beautiful way. The fact that the Backstreet Boys are part of her brand is pretty amazing. And she has, of course, met them. They know. The Backstreet Boys know who she is.
That's cool.
So Brianne's amazing. Brianne's just got such a great vibe. Alexa Heinrich, I also mention, and this always because her actual job is she does social media for a college. But she has made a name for herself separately as a digital accessibility advocate. And she's a lot of people's go-to when they talk about digital accessibility. And as a result, she's spoken for Harvard Business School. She's spoken for the ADA. Like, she's really making a name for herself. And while it is a skill set that, plays into her job, it's separate from her job. Like, if she decides to just go full time on this accessibility thing, she can, because she has really built such a name for herself, and she's made sure to repay that trust by making sure that she keeps her expertise up to date, that she's, aware of her responsibilities to her audience, to educate, to be accessible. And so those are a few examples. There are many. We all know some incredible people, many of whom we met at Social Media Week Lima. Lots of great personal brands out there to be inspired by.
Perfect. I am definitely checking out the pop culture personal brand.
Oh my God, brand's so much fun.
That's my jam. I'm here for it. I'm going to check it out immediately after this show. How do the different platforms influence the best practices for brands showing up online?
Yeah, it's interesting because on the one hand, you want consistency. You want to make sure that if someone follows you on Instagram and then they go find you on LinkedIn or on Twitter or on Facebook, that it's immediately abundantly clear that it's the same brand. You don't want people wondering if it's the same you. Same with if they meet you at a live in-person event and then they go look you up online. You want to be consistent, but the content you put out and the way you phrase things and your brand voice and all of that, you want to sort of embrace the nuances of the different platforms. We all know those accounts that just cross-post everything and everything's exactly identical on every platform. And first of all, the algorithm isn't going to love that because you're not really speaking in the language of the platform, because there is nuance between them in the way people speak, the way people engage, the stuff that people interact with. But then in addition to that, it sort of makes you tune them out, because if you are following someone on every platform, you want there to be a reason to follow them on each platform. I actually I have an example of this from my personal life that just happened. I actually just got laid off from my day job, and the way I announced it on LinkedIn was very different from the way I announced it on Instagram. On LinkedIn, it was a text-heavy post, though I made sure that the part at the beginning, you could just read the part at the beginning and get it. Like I said, I stated the point straight up, but at the same time, it was eye-catching. So most people did read the whole thing. But I'm still me, so I put a GIF in it because that's part of my thing, even on LinkedIn. But then for Instagram, I did a reel. I did a funny reel. And the weird thing is I haven't talked about it on Twitter yet, But I think I actually might announce it during Brand's Pop Chat, honestly, because that's a really supportive place full of fellow marketers who I know is a community that like cares about me. And so I'll probably talk about it there, and I'll talk about it on my own chat about brand next week. Because, you know, while I've got my community gathered, yeah, just mention it. Because there's always a point in both of those things where it's like, anyone who needs a hand, anyone who needs a boost for something, shout it out here. Well, that's how I roll on Twitter. Shout it out here. So, you know, you really can embrace the way your different communities interact, the way your different communities show up, and especially the different content styles. But always be you, because anyone who saw any of those things would still be staggeringly clear that it is the same person, the same message. My face is all over it. My personality is all over it. So I think that that's really key.
Perfect. And now, how can people overcome their fear of showing up online and putting themselves out there to create a strong brand with personality?
A couple things. So first of all, one thing I like to say is the things that you feel the need to hide in order to fit in are the exact things you need to put out there to stand out. And by stand out, I don't mean like, look at me, I'm such a weirdo. I mean, someone is going to see that and connect with it. It's like, I keep using the phrase beacon, but it's like shooting a beacon up into the sky. The right person's going to see that and connect with it. The right person is going to see that and say, I thought that was only me. And maybe they don't have the confidence to put it out there, but if you have the confidence to put it out there and it's something that they relate to, I mean, that just creates an instant bond right there. People don't connect with the ordinary to the same degree as they connect to the things that they themselves, you know, feel like they're the only one who has. I'm not saying you have to be embarrassing, but I'm just saying don't be afraid, because you're not that unique, honestly. Someone else, whatever weirdness you have, someone else has it. And my goodness, by you putting that out there and them seeing it, they're going to feel so much less alone. But the biggest thing, the most important thing when it comes to not hiding yourself and your personality with your personal brand is that you need to get out of your own head. We get very focused on our own hangups and how we're going to look to other people. And, you know, we're always going to have a more negative impression of ourselves than any normal human being is going to have to anything we put out there. That's just the way it is. But we need to instead put the focus on them. Who needs us? Who needs our skills? Who needs our gifts? Who needs what we can do? Who even needs to just see themselves represented in us? Think about those people. Think about what they need. And that really takes a lot of it off of yourself, because ultimately being scared of what other people are going to think is weirdly selfish. So think about the other people who need to see you out there. And hopefully that'll give you a jolt of bravery.
Embrace the weird and say goodbye to the internal haters. I feel like that just sums up what was just.
I wasted about 35 years of my life thinking about what other people were going to think of me. And I'm not wasting any more.
Love it. Love it. 100%. So I have one more question for you until we get into all of it. So what is the best action for those looking to get started adding personality into their brands today?
Think about, again, I just said don't worry about what other people think about you, but honestly, in a good way, a lot of times other people notice things about us that we don't notice about ourselves. It's like fish don't know that they're wet, right? We've been ourselves, you know, day in, day out, forever. Like we don't necessarily know what's different about us because we're with us all the time. So a lot of times paying attention to what other people tend to notice about us, what other people tend to say about us, only listen to the good ones. You know, forget the haters, or at least the relevant ones. It doesn't have to be just yes people, but at least listen to just the relevant people. See what they tend to notice, because a lot of times, especially if there's something that we're really good at, we just kind of do it naturally. It comes naturally to us. It's not that hard. So we think it's not that hard or not that special because we're just kind of doing it because we're good at it. We equate difficulty and skill or difficulty and value. And that's not true. So sometimes the perspective of other people, the things that they notice about us, can be incredibly edifying when it comes to, figuring out what actually does stand out and what should we embrace as standing out and what should we actively put out there in front, because it is something that people stand up and take notice of and or appreciate about us.
Love it. Love it. Wrap it up. Love it. Julia, take it away. I can't even follow that up. Just you keep going, girl.
I wish I had a mic I could drop, but I don't want to break anything.
To
I
just
believe
start
in you. I believe in you.
exactly, to just start doing the thing. So Christine, are you ready to shift gears a little bit and play some games?
I am.
Let's do it. So we're going to play some games, and we like to start off with a game that we call This or That. It is our rapid fire question style game where I'm going to give you two different things, and you're going to tell me which you'd prefer.
All
Are you
right.
ready?
I don't know.
I think you're ready.
I'm too indecisive.
Okay, well, we will see. So Christine, this or that, Twitter Spaces or Twitter Chats?
Twitter chats.
We started off easy.
Especially Chat About Brand on Tuesdays at 12 noon Eastern.
If you could only pick one thing to bring with you, are you bringing red lipstick or red earrings?
Ooh. Depends on where I'm going, but I'm going to say in most cases, let's say earrings.
Wow, that's surprising.
If I'm going to a place where I want to kiss Greg,
I love it. This or that, when it comes to productivity, are you more productive in the morning or the nighttime?
It's weird because I'm a night owl, but like worky stuff, I've actually started doing better in the morning. So I'm going to say morning.
Okay.
I have a mean afternoon slump. That's really what it is.
So this is, the next one is like this or that, would you rather sing karaoke?
Yes.
Or
just that one. You don't have to say the second one, just that.
Or rock out on stage speaking?
Oh, that is hard, but I'll still say karaoke. Though I'm more likely to get paid for the speaking.
I don't know.
Both are free. Let's say karaoke.
I've seen you do karaoke. I think you could turn that into a career. So
I'd rather break into song in the middle of a keynote. I think I have to start rolling that into my keynotes.
That sounds like a fun idea. I think you should definitely be doing that. You would be very memorable. You already are, but that would be a way to really up the ante on it, Christine. Yeah. So our final this or that, muffins or scones?
I just got back from England. I'm pretty into England lately. Muffins though.
That's surprising. I thought you were going to say scones because I know you've been very all about England. So now we're going to shift gears also. We have a few kind of like get to know you questions.
Let's do it.
So my first question for you is, who is someone that has influenced your career and why?
Ooh. God, I mentioned my afternoon slump and my brain is just like, let's go with Madeline Sklar. It's really interesting because in addition to the fact that I love Twitter, and she of course has taught everyone about Twitter, and I met so many people through the Twitter Smarter chat. There's also the fact that when I was first kind of coming up, she was one of the first people who was like already an icon in the industry and like on stage of social media marketing world and all of that stuff, who like talked to me and really like embraced me as part of her community and wasn't like, who are you? And so I feel I'm gonna go with Madeline Sklar. She's just really nice lady and she's very supportive.
She really is incredible. I love that answer. Madeline, if you see this, we all love you at the Now family too. You're just amazing.
Send her a clip. I feel bad that I missed Twitter Smarter today, but I'll have to send her a clip.
So what is your best advice that you would give current or prospective parents as a parent of two amazing kids?
It's unpopular. I'm going to say don't let them run your whole life. Don't change your entire life around them. Aim to get them to be kind of flexible people. And that doesn't always work. I mean, there are people who have special needs kids. You really can't do that. But Greg and I really aimed to raise flexible kids. And as you've seen personally, Julia, hanging out with them at a dinner in New York City, they can hang. Like we got the right kids for us. So it's not all parenting, but the fact is, yeah, I'd say I know parents who have really built their whole lives around their kids, and it has led to some rough times. So this is what works for us. Might be unpopular.
I love that advice. I love that you firstly, your kids are amazing. They really can hang. And I love that you're just bringing the realness, that's what we're here for. So,
and also another thing I'd point out is hopefully you have a way longer time living with your spouse than you do with your kids. So do not neglect that relationship, because then they'll go off to college and you'll find you're living with a stranger. So don't do that.
That's really beautiful advice too. I love it. Christine's just dropping the value bombs about personal branding and relationships.
Yeah.
I love it so much. So, Christine, what is something that you consider a hidden or secret talent of yours that not many people know you can do? Maybe karaoke aside.
Yeah, I was gonna say, singing is often what I use for this, but enough people, especially people in your audience, have heard me at karaoke after parties. So I will say art. Not a lot of people that was what I was known for the first 18 years of my life. I was the art girl. If you went in a time machine and showed my life at 42 to me at any point before 18, they'd be most shocked by the fact that no one knows I can draw and paint. And my son is way more talented than I have ever been. He's 11. So I'm trying to let that inspire me instead of psyching me out. We'll see how that goes.
That's amazing. I love that so much. That's a really fun one. I do not share that as a hidden talent at all, but I definitely admire people who do. So Olivia, I have some questions for you before you ask Christine a few questions. So Olivia, where is one new place that you would love to travel this year?
Ooh, see, I saw this question coming up and I was like, oh, I'm going to have a fantastic answer set. I do not. So actually, I take it back. I would say Montana. Take me to the mountains.
Ooh.
I'm normally a beach girl, but I'll get my beach fix in the summer. Take me to the mountains. That's where I want to go. So
I like that. That sounds like a fun trip. You guys let us know in the comments if you'd also like to go to Montana on a spontaneous trip.
Yellowstone may have influenced a decision in this, but maybe my current binge situation.
That's great. So Olivia, if you were a season, what season would you be? I would. Jacqueline's coming to Montana too.
Absolutely. We'll make a whole family trip of it. We got it. We'll go. I don't know about the season. I would feel like summer, because I feel like
you're a beach girl.
Summer. I'm going to say summer. I mean, I enjoy fall, but I'm going to say summer because I always strive to be happy and upbeat. So we'll go summer. I do like warm hugs.
That's very sweet. So my last question for you is, and this one, you guys, to be fully transparent, we dove into this and had so much fun as a team answering this question last week on our call. So I need to know, Olivia, if you were a Disney character, which one would you be?
So I have thought about this probably more than I should. So I'm going to go with the sassy sidekicks of Sebastian and Mushu. So Sebastian from The Little Mermaid and Mushu from Mulan, because they just shoot it straight and they're like, that's a terrible decision. You probably shouldn't go get legs or go fight with the men and get the Huns. It's probably a no. So I feel like I would need them in my life to humble some of my decisions. So I'm going to go with Sebastian and Mushu. So Christine,
ooh,
if you were a Disney character, which would you be?
Which would I be? It's horrible because my favorite Disney character right now is a psycho, so I can't be her. I can't be Cruella. I love her. I like to think I'm nicer than that. Who would I be? Goodness. Moana's grandma. I'm the village crazy lady. No, because I'd be like, you are who you are. Rock it out, girl. That's kind of what Moana's grandma says. So I'll
love
be
that.
Moana's grandma, I guess. Plus, I have tattoos. So no stingrays, though.
Love, absolutely love. Like it was an intense call when we discussed this, and there was a lot of theories behind decisions to be made. So next one, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
It's called different things in different places. I've heard it called queso fundido. Basically, you go to a Mexican restaurant and it's like a hot skillet full of melted cheese with chunks of chorizo in it. And they give you like a plate of tortillas next to it and a big old spoon to just melted cheese and pork with a little bit of carbohydrate. I mean, I'm salivating right now. Like I could eat that for the rest of my life would be short if I ate that for every meal, but it would be happy.
See, yes, absolutely. Yes. If you need a partner to go with you to get it, absolutely sign me up. See,
Me
I'm
too.
kind of basic and I'm just like, give me something chicken. Just give me like chicken nuggets or something and we're fine. But so real exciting life over here. So what is your biggest or most exciting goal you have for 2023?
I decided at the very beginning of the year that this was going to be the year that I out-earn my husband. And that's still going to happen even though I just got laid off.
Yes, it is.
However, I should like monkey paw proof this. I want him to make what he's making. Like I don't want more than him because he makes less. Like I want him to make what he's making or more, and I want to surpass that. So I got to have that technicality in there.
You're like, universe, please don't misunderstand anything. By no means am I sending any kind of signal.
I won't say the numbers publicly here, but my intentions include the numbers. So, got it? Yeah.
You already have that disclaimer built in. Here's the little asterisk to go with it. You got it. You're good. So, I'm going to pass it over to Miss JJS herself to talk about next month's episode.
Yeah, we are so excited. Christine, thank you so much for coming on firstly. Before we tell you guys about next month, it's so amazing to have you. You're just a wealth of information when it comes to personal branding. And I think that so often what can hold people back is the mindset stuff. And I think you did such a good job at really addressing how we just have to, like, yes, there are other people that do what you do, but they don't do it like you. And that's the beauty and art and benefit of building a personal brand, is really becoming known for doing your thing in your unique way. So I just want to say thank you for sharing your expertise with us.
Anyone who's out there, if you don't know why you're a rock star, get in touch with me. I'll tell you. I'm really easy to find.
I love that. Yeah, Christine, how can people find you?
Well, I'm the only Christine Gritmon there is, so that's a big help. I had to share my maiden name, and that was shenanigans. So only Christine Gritmon there is for the past almost 15 years. But yeah, so I am C Gritmon on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Christine Gritmon Inc. on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Christine Gritmon on LinkedIn and, life. And I am at Gritmon.com. And then there's, of course, the Let's Talk About Brand podcast.
Amazing. So yeah, you guys definitely be sure to check out Christine's podcast and get in touch with her if you want to rock out your personal brand. And you guys be sure to type the word recap in the comments right now if you want to be subscribed to our blog. What's going to happen is we're going to have a chat bot that asks you to make sure that we get your email so that we can send you our blog, so that when we put together a recap blog next week, all about Christine's amazing tips, you can get that delivered straight to your inbox. You're not going to want to miss it. So be sure to put that in the comments. And you guys are going to want to mark your calendar for March 2nd, because we have the amazing Brian Williams coming on to the show. It's going to be amazing, you guys.
Proofing out to the music.
Brian is going to come on next month. He's going to talk all about visual content creation. it's going to be great because he's going to share exact things that you can do, specific tips that you can take to really amplify what you're doing from a photo and video standpoint for your brand. Because as we know, the visuals are so important. So he's going to share tips so that you can be making eye-catching imagery that really captures people's attention. So we're going to rock out with Brian on March 2nd at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to mark your calendar. And thank you again, Christine, for being our guest. Olivia, thank you for being my co-host. This was such a fun episode.
Thank you for having me. And I'm going to plug Brian for 2 seconds. Not only is Brian skilled at his visual photography, but he was also featured in People and in Billboard. So you better tune in next week to learn all the things he has to teach us. So that's my shameless plug for B. Willie. So Julia, take it away.
Yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. Brian is just so talented. He has been doing work with some incredibly talented and famous people and representing them. So it's like, if those people are picking Brian, he obviously knows what he's doing. So we are so happy to be having him on the show. It's going to be so much fun. He's going to share so much advice because I think that so many people, they get in their heads and they don't know what is the right kind of content when it comes to photos and visuals and videos. And as we know, short form content is exploding. So you're going to want to make sure that you know how to create that for your brand so that you're taking advantage of the opportunities that exist right now to be capturing attention there. So thank you guys so much for being here. And we will see you guys next time on March 2nd.